Morgan here with Bub's Market and Greenhouses, and in this video we're going to be pruning this apple tree that we actually planted last year. So you can go back and look at older videos and see this tree being planted. It's a year older now and it does need some pruning. There's a few issues that need to be addressed with it, so let me grab the camera and we'll take a closer look. It can be kind of scary to prune a really young tree like this, but there are some really obvious problems. So here I have a branch that's coming out and growing and rubbing up against another branch. So obviously this smaller branch needs to come out. Likewise, we have this one right here that's pretty much growing straight up through the middle, but it's also growing back toward the center of the tree. So any branches that grow back toward the center of the tree, you want to remove. And then also over here, I have two branches, one further down and one further up, that are both growing in the same plane. So these two eventually will interfere with each other out here. So my general rule of thumb is to take out the weaker of the two. So this smaller one, that most likely branched off last year, it's going to come out. And then I don't have any down here at the bottom, but sometimes you'll get suckers coming up off of where the tree was originally grafted. And if you get suckers coming out from below the graft, those need to come off also, because, you know, we're growing this tree for the fruiting portion, not the graft stalk down below. So that's the major things. The other thing is the top of the tree. So the central leader on this tree, I mean, it is super tall, but up there at the top it splits. So we need to address that split. If we let that go, later on it's going to split out and you'll end up with a big Y right in the center of your tree. And you really don't want that. So that tip way up there, need to address that. And the main thing is just going to be cutting it down so it's a little bit shorter and addressing that leader. But other than that, that is really the main things that need to be addressed with this tree. And right now it's a snowy, cold morning. This is at the end of February, so late February, early March here in our area is the best time to prune. Alright, so I'm going to make the first cuts here up close so you can see how to properly do a cut like this. It translates really to any size branch. So even if you're cutting off a larger branch with a saw, you still want to cut it really in the same spot. And today all that I need is just some hand pruners. So you don't want to go right up against the trunk with your cut. You want to come out a little bit. And make a nice clean cut. Okay, so the next thing that I want to remove after removing those lower branches are any branches that cross over other branches. So like this one, it's growing right out from the center and rubbing up against this other branch right here. So it needs to come off. And then we have this branch that's growing back toward the middle of the tree. It needs to go. Then we have this one right here. It is growing sort of up this way, but it eventually is going to grow into this branch. And then I have the smaller branch here that's right in the same plane with this one. And this one right here, it's a little tiny one, but it is in the exact same plane as this larger branch. I think I'm going to leave it though, because it has enough separation that I think it'll be okay. And then likewise, I've got two smaller branches over on this side that are growing out this way. They're pretty close together, so I'm going to take one and I'm going to leave one. And that's kind of where your choices come in. I have this one right here that's kind of in the same plane, so I'm going to take this one. I've got a little tiny branch here that's eventually going to grow out and hit this branch. That little baby's going to come off. I have this one. It's growing back into the center of the tree. And let's see, these two are eventually going to grow into each other. What I might do is leave these and just see how they continue to grow. Here we've got another set. This is kind of behind the tree, so you really can't see it too well, but got another little one right there that's growing into the same plane as this one. Let's see. These two are kind of growing into the same plane with each other. Tempted to take off the smaller branch right here. Alrighty. And now the main thing that I need to address is the top of the tree. So let me go ahead and do that. And where this is a smaller sapling, if I am careful, I can pull it down. Give it a little nip, and it is good to go. Alright, so we've addressed all the major issues with this tree. So limbs that were growing back in toward the center, limbs that were rubbing up against each other, limbs that were also close together, but also growing in the same plane with each other. So that would create issues later on when they get loaded down with fruit. They would end up touching each other. And then also the split up at the top of this tree. We took care of that. With young trees like this, you don't want to over prune them. So when they're young, really less is more. And you can always address it later on with pruning the tree. So for this and other great information, you can head over to bobsmarket.com. And of course, here on YouTube, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you find out whenever we upload new videos. And well, until next time, keep growing.
Hello, my name is Snippy. Snip, 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 snip. Bye now.